Hello and welcome to Forever Rugby on Forever Sports. And SA Rugby has just issued a Springbok squad update as well as the plans for the next probably about 10 days worth of preparation before we play our final Rugby Championship match against Argentina in a week's time. It will take place at Emirates Airline Park next week Saturday. Kickoff is at 5 o'clock. And whilst the Rugby Championship is probably gone in terms of us actually being able to win it, I think, all sort of eyes now really turn to the World Cup, and it's all about preparation. It's all about getting game time into players and making sure that they're sort of playing at the best of their abilities. So it's still an incredibly important test, as will be the sort of return fixture against Argentina in Argentina before the squad comes back, and the final 33-man squad will then depart for the UK, where they'll face the All Blacks in Twickenham. They'll take on Wales and Cardiff, and then they will travel to Long, where they'll be based for the World Cup and their first games against Scotland. In terms of the squad update, they have not released anybody. A lot of various teams are doing sort of different things with their squads around the world. The Springboks have confirmed they have not released anybody from the squad, and the same squad will continue to work this week and next week. They did have 2 days off after they travelled back from New Zealand, and they have now reassembled on Wednesday in Pretoria, and preparations are back underway for next weekend. So in terms of players, for example, who have been retained, Jaden Hendricks is back in the mix. He has returned to the squad after having some personal time off following the tragic passing of his father. Steenekamp, who was brought in as injury cover, has also been retained. He will continue the squad, and as far as we understand, Alton Yankees as well will continue working with the squad for the next week. Evan Etzebeth, however, is the only one that is not currently in camp. He has been given time off. Obviously, also following the passing of his father, he will return to the squad on Sunday. So he'll link up with the squad and I suppose potentially puts them in line to play again next week Saturday. So in terms of what Jacques Nienaber and had to say, he said that we have a settled squad and everyone is determined to get back to action and to bounce back following the result against New Zealand. We are bitterly disappointed about the defeat, but we'll take the lessons from that match and implement them as we look forward to our final match in the competition. He said that playing such a vital match in front of our supporters is always special. The match may not only be the decider of the Costa Rugby Championship, but is also the last match we play at home before the World Cup. That passionate support almost serves as an extra player for us, so we'd like to appeal to SA Rugby's faithful to come out in their green and gold and make this a memorable send-off for us. He said that managing the player load in the run-up to the departure of France has been the key focus. He said, saying, one of the boxes we ticked in the last 2 weeks was to work on our player load. Getting that balance right is going to be vital so that we can peak at the right time this season. We have a sizable squad and we need to ensure that we give as many players as possible the chance to stake a claim for places in the World Cup squad, while at the same time getting the desired results so that we can build momentum going into the World Cup. We have 4 matches left before the international showpiece, and we are still in the race for the Castle Lager Rugby Championship title. So we intend getting down to business immediately and making the most of the time we have on and off the field, training to get the squad where we'd like them to be mentally and physically. I suppose that is the big thing, isn't it? It's about getting minutes into the players. It's about seeing combinations and understanding exactly where you all sort of stand before announcing the final World Cup squad, which we will do probably about the 2nd week of August. And in terms of an update from the men, the coaching staff themselves, there will be a Springbok press conference held tomorrow. We will obviously be there, and we will then report back on exactly what's going on and stuff like that. And then next week, we will obviously have the entire build-up to the test in the Emirates Airline Park. So, if you have any questions, put them down in the comments. But I think it's pretty sort of standard. I think it's a pretty good thing to keep players. I mean, Steenekamp, for example, is not going to go to the World Cup. But, that extra sort of week of training means that he becomes an option if Oxenchair doesn't recover and there's another injury, for example, then he kind of is aligned. That's kind of the biggest thing, isn't it? It's about making sure that you have enough players that are aligned in the sort of squad so that if there are injuries throughout the tournament and you do bring in new faces, they're kind of already up to speed with what's going on. So we'll hear more from the management and stuff and the players themselves tomorrow. But until then, smash the like on the video, subscribe to the channel as well. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Steven. I'll chat to you soon.